Ibrahim, let me start off with you. Your initial thoughts following the speculation that we've been hearing for the past couple of hours. What do you make of this development?
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and good afternoon to the listeners. It's a very dramatic moment in the history of the EFF, the most dramatic ever. I mean, there are lots analytically and several variables at play. We don't know what exactly has motivated this decision of Shivambu to resign as deputy president, not as a member of the ANC. Now I'm hearing also that, and I'm seeing that they say Shivambu is to join the MK party. There's a whole lot of things swirling around in the media at this moment. And what exactly is the truth is difficult to say. But if you ask me, what are the reasons behind his resignation sudden? Then you know what? I think it's not so sudden. There are a lot of things that have been happening. I'll give you several indications here. Number one, the EFF performed well below expectations, well below. Less than 10% of the vote. They dropped significantly. I think it created some tension between Shivambu and Malema. Also, remember that at the 10th anniversary dinner last year, Malema indicated, and I think it's because already then there was things going around. He said that he doesn't mind being leadership contested, but if he finds out that people have been acting behind his back, he said he'll be ruthless in dealing with them. I don't think it was a good thing to say. And then you got another factor at play here. And I'll tell you, as things unfold, I think it's going to become a very prominent factor. The Pamotsi affidavit, former VBS chairperson, implicating both Shivambu and Malema, is a very, very serious thing. And you must remember the EFF has got its elective conference in December. I mean, I've seen some business people urging that Shivambu actually contest the presidency at those elections. So, you know, what the truth is difficult to say, because as I'm speaking to you now, I see Floyd Shivambu resigns as EFF deputy, then I see joining MK. You know, really, I think it will be, and then Jimmy Mani also has been reported to have resigned from the EFF. Then there's talk about Carl Neo. So, you know, a whole lot of things are flying around at this moment.
Yeah.
But it's a very dramatic moment for the EFF, I'll tell you. And I think it's going to have serious repercussions for the EFF, both at the elective conference in December and going forward, especially in electoral politics in South Africa.
Nkosi Khulile, let's come to you. Are you seeing things the same way? Are you also seeing it as a dramatic moment for the EFF?
Yes, it is a dramatic moment. We must commend ourselves, South Africans, for the political environment that exists, because at a basic level, there is freedom of association. The Constitution guarantees that right to form a party, to join a party, to campaign for a political party or a political cause. That is the front side of the palm. The back side of the palm has to do with the freedom of disassociation. So if it could be that a person like Floyd Shivambu can go and address a press conference in the presence of leaders of the EFF to announce his disassociation from the EFF to join a MK party, and there is no harm, then that says something positive about our democracy. Yes, it's a dramatic moment because he is not alone. There are a number of others, less popular, who are doing the same, and it's very interesting that they are going to the MK party, a new kid on the block, and a party that still hasn't found its feet in terms of policies, in terms of leadership, in terms of many other things, including governance, as a party that successfully managed to get seats in parliament. So, yes, it is a dramatic thing.
Okay, Nkosi Khulile, let's stay with you on this one. And I'm glad that you brought up the MK party, because in his letter that he read out to the journalists in the room, you have Floyd Shivambu saying that he's moving to the MK party because he wants to shape its direction and its politics, and he believes that he will deliver meaningful value. What do you make of the MK party's direction and shape, and especially in the political realm right now, and the role you believe that Floyd can actually play, given everything we've known about Floyd in his 10 years at the EFF and prior?
Well, it's difficult to pinpoint it now, because we are seeing that these are times of internal political disturbance at a political level. And the parties that are government, or the parties that receive members, what they do is much more important than what the parties that are losing members say. So in terms of what we are seeing as the EFF, to say there was no in-depth discussion as to why is Manyi leaving, why is Shivambu leaving, why not so? Because one would have thought that that is supposed to be something that must have been discussed, to then say, please don't go, because we've got this progressive pact that we've signed with parties like MK. Let us find ways to discuss and harness these ideas. You don't have to cross over.
Yeah.
We all know that the outcome of the elections produced an environment where there is no dominant party. Even the ANC's majority has been reduced. And there is a call for a national dialogue, so that we can all, as South Africans, discuss what kind of South Africa we want and what programs we want to take forward. One would have expected that each political party will hold on to its members, to its leaders, instead of seeing the hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the future is, because also MK has got some prospects in that it is liked by a number of people, and there are by-elections coming. It
Right.
is showing up as the third or fourth party. So it still has room for influence, and maybe Floyd can take it in provinces beyond KwaZulu-Natal.
Ibrahim, I want to come to you. Do you think that perhaps it was a missed opportunity for the EFF to not fully work with the GNU and perhaps cement themselves or establish themselves as the government in waiting that they've been trying to be for all this time?
No, I think, the GNU and all the problems with the GNU and it being very critical of the GNU, the EF, I think it's somewhat of a different matter. I think there's other internal dynamics within the EFF itself, other than the differences that the EFF has with the Government of National Unity. I think those are the issues now. And I'll tell you something, if you ask me for my opinion as an analyst, I think Floyd Shivambu, if he's definitely, and I hear now, that he's joining the MK party, I think it's a seriously mistaken decision. Just look at what's happening to the MK party. The MK party, largely has to do with Zuma's grievances with the ANC. It's a very opportunistic formation. No doubt they made huge headway to become the third biggest party and beat the EFF in the recent election. So you'd think from that, but look at what's happening in the MK party now with the parliamentarians. It's a whole mess at the moment.
Yeah.
And maybe Shivambu thinks that he'll get the leadership of MK. You see, it could be that Zuma even spoke to him. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. And that he's joining MK because he's aiming for the leadership, and they talk in the same language really as the EFF, which is what? Radical economic transformation. But there's very serious problems in MK, honestly. And I wish him well if he goes in that direction. But
Yeah.
really, I think it's a mistaken decision. Maybe he's aiming for the leadership of the MK party, and maybe that's going to be facilitated. Who knows what's going to happen? But South African politics, as you can see now, is at a very tumultuous moment. It's unprecedented. Everything is happening, everything is up for grabs.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and, of course, sharing your opinion. And, of course, we will be paying attention to the dynamics as they unfold over the next couple of days. But thank you so much to our political analyst, Nkosi Khulule Nyembezi, and, of course, Ibrahim Harvey joining us this afternoon as we get that news coming out of the EFF that Floyd Shivambu has resigned as deputy president and he is moving to the MK party.